everyone. Welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Melody. I am your host, and today I'm here with Noelle Stransky.
Hello.
Yay! I'm so excited to have you here.
Super excited to be here.
Yay! It's going to be an awesome 2 days. We're going to be doing designing for any screen, so it'll be really fun to show you how to design for different types of screens. And Noelle will get into what she's going to talk about in just a minute, but I want to say a big hello to everyone who's watching us in the chat. Hello, Tim, Cars, Jay, Odrago, I hope I said that right. Haley, Ariana, hello, it's so awesome to have you here. Hi, Kita, and Samuel, Gopal, hello. If you are watching and you want to have a chance to win something, we're going to have a giveaway in about 30 minutes. And all you have to do is just be active in our chat, ask us a question, say hi, let us know where you're watching from, and you can have a chance to win 100 free stickers from Sticker Mule, which is an awesome prize.
Hey, Drew.
Yay!
Yeah.
Is that someone you know?
Yeah.
Yay! Cool.
My coworkers are here.
Oh, hello, Noelle's coworkers. Yay! Hi, Kristen, Steve, Angel, Andrew, Omar. Hello, Priscilla. Yay! There's so many of you here. It's so awesome. Cool. Oh, Germany says hello. Hi, Germany.
Nice.
Yay. So also, if you are all watching, and I don't know if you saw Howard's video that was just before ours, but we do have an XD Daily Creative Challenge going on. And if you are unfamiliar with the Daily Creative Challenge, it's a 9-day challenge to help you improve your UI UX skills and get more familiar with XD. And it's an opportunity to connect with the XD Discord community, get feedback from everyone, and it's really awesome. And if you're new, you can go to behance.net/challenge/XD to join and learn a little bit more about how it works. But I think you should watch Howard's video, which will be available under each challenge. You can click on watch video to view his video where he kind of goes over each challenge and how to get started, and there's starter template files so you don't have to start from the beginning. And yeah, today's challenge is to design a mobile splash screen. So previously for this challenge, which is a travel website, they have been designing for a website, but today they're going to take it to mobile, which is kind of related to what you're going to be doing over the next 2 days. So if you are all working on this round of daily creative challenges, you can head over to Discord, and if you post what you've been working on in the design feedback channel over here, Noelle and I are going to review it at the end of our stream, so in about an hour and a half. And I'm really excited. There's some awesome designs that people have submitted, and it's really cool. There's some awesome images of like vacation spots that I really want to go to. So yay. Oh, thanks, Tim. So the link for the Discord, thanks, Paco, is bit.ly/XD Discord, capital X and capital D, and then Discord. And please join. I think we have 10,000 members. I don't know if we have more, I haven't checked, but we reached 10,000, which is a huge milestone. So thank you to everyone who's joined, and the community is amazing. Everyone gives such great feedback, and we have some awesome mentors. Howard, Julie Sandusky, which is one of the new Adobe Creative residents, which is really exciting. And then I'm in there, Peter Del Tondo, Tim, Andrea Hawk is also in there, and Chris Cannon as well. So highly recommend you join, and if you're working on today's challenge or the previous challenges and you're not caught up, that's totally fine. If you submit it into our design feedback channel, we will be reviewing it at the end. So yeah, I'm super excited what you all come up with, and I will pass it over to Noelle if you want to introduce yourself and kind of go over what you'll be working on for the next 2 days.
Sure, yeah. Hey, everybody. My name is Noelle. I'm a senior product designer currently working at ZipRecruiter. In the past, I've done a lot of work on mobile applications, both iOS and Android. And then I also have a lot of work kind of in the periphery working in the gaming industry. So mostly,
cool.
yeah, mostly on like websites, the 10-foot experience, television interfaces. So I do kind of like itty bitty screens and really giant screens.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's a great industry. Yeah, and today I'm going to be working on a bit of a design update to an app that I created. can actually, here, I'll pull up. So this is an app called named I Am Daily Affirmations. And a couple years ago, I was talking with a developer friend that I work with, and I was just getting really tired of pulling up the news and reading super negative news, reading stuff on Facebook. I think I was going through a breakup at that point, so it was kind of in a like a little bit more of a sensitive, sad spot, and so like seeing everybody else out doing fun things, and so I just wanted to create an app that gave me reminders that helped kind of start the day and thinking positively. So I Am are all daily affirmations. So when you install the app, it's super simple. You'll just get push notifications that you can set the cadence for. And it's stuff like, hey, I'm confident, I'm brilliant, I'm adorable. So it's like having a little like personal coach inside of your inside your pocket. So
Nice.
sweet.
That's such a cool app.
Thanks for the props to my ZipRecruiter work too.
Oh,
Thanks.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yay.
And this app is available in the App Store on Android and iOS.
Yeah, it's available for both iOS and Android. And hopefully the updates we work on today will get developed and be out soon too.
Ooh, that's so exciting. Yay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet. Should I
Awesome.
jump into
Yeah, you can
XD?
jump right into it.
Awesome. Cool.
Kita says they love your hair color.
Thank you. Guess my favorite color.
Red? No.
So I can do, should I just do like a quick little walkthrough
Yeah,
of the app?
that'd be good.
So these are some examples of what the developer is kind of working on for some of our updates right now. So the main home screen of the application just starts off with your daily affirmation, and you can page through and update and read new ones. There are, I believe we'll be adding a bunch of categories as well too, so you can select the categories that you're interested in, whether it's like if you're interested in more work and career affirmations versus physical health stuff, and hopefully go through and kind of make your own mix. So we've got a couple examples of some kind of like previews of each category before you make a purchase. And we're starting work on also allowing you to kind of add in your own daily affirmations.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's like customizable.
Yeah, so you can write in, like if you have a mantra or something you want to wake up with in the morning in here. Yeah, and then the app itself, the entire app is themed. So if you change the theme, it actually changes all of the typography inside of the menus, the button styles, the colors, which is really neat. So it makes it really nice and Instagrammable as well too.
Nice.
And I know the developer has been working with some really phenomenal UI designers to work on updating the themes to make them Instagram ready. Yeah, and then you can kind of set your own reminders.
Cool.
So today, I'm going to go through, there are two features that we're thinking about adding. One is just kind of a quick update to the reminders, because I think right now they're kind of dated and we haven't touched them for a little bit. And then we're also probably going to work a little bit on the daily practice mode, which is kind of like a focus mode that allows you to scroll through multiple ones with a little timer. So, yeah.
Awesome.
So kind of, normally when I kick off a project, I usually spend time to sit down and talk with my stakeholders. Pretty much everything that I do starts with a conversation. So I took some time a week or two ago to chat with the developer just of what his goals are as far as expanding the business, if there were any additional features that he wanted to add. And then another fun thing that I love doing as well too is we walked through kind of the Mixpanel events and all of the data for the app. And so taking a look at like in the home screen, how often are people setting reminders? how often are people sharing stuff out, which is super helpful for me as a product designer because I have an idea of like, is there a feature that we need to highlight more? Is there something that could have more prominence, or are there features that are not being used that we can put inside of a menu somewhere? Since the name of the game is always prioritizing.
Tim is asking, who are the stakeholders in this example?
So for this, the app creator, the company name is Monkey Taps, and his name is Leopold. So he's a developer friend of mine that just kind of has his own personal business.
Nice.
So this is kind of a fun thing that we do together on the side. And then he's actually taken this concept and made a white label app that there are other multiple applications. So there are quotes. He's got a whole suite of things.
Dang, that's so impressive, but really cool.
Yeah.
Hi, Richard.
Awesome. Let's see. So prior to joining, I comped up the first kind of couple screens that we have for the update. A couple things we're updating is the option to choose the category. I don't think this is live in the App Store. And this allows you to pull up a screen that shows your list of categories with your options to make a selection on each one. And then if it is one that's maybe it's a premium feature.
Is that what the locked means?
Yeah, so that's what the little lock is. So if you tap on maybe one of the ones that's a premium feature, you can come in here and actually do a little preview.
Oh, that's nice.
Maybe to start out, there's a couple different things I have missing on this one. So I can maybe finish up this screen. So the goal with this screen is to be a preview of what you were going to purchase. So right now I have one quote available. But we do want to create a little bit of a peak on either side.
Oh, nice. Like a little dragging
Yeah,
feature.
so that you can kind of paginate through different ones. Let's see, and I'm going to resize it a little bit. And I know this guy is off screen, but just so it's good in the future, I'll go ahead and resize that down a little bit. Let's see, and I am blessed with good sleep. And this, I'm guessing, will be helpful for us when if I do an animated prototype as well too.
Yeah, you can use the drag feature on auto animate in prototype mode, and you can slide through the options.
Oh, sweet. Okay, we totally have to do that.
Yay.
Let's see, what's another good health and well-being? Let's see.
I will drink a lot of water. I don't know.
Blessed with clean water. It's a big thing.
Yay.
So,
You're better
perfect.
at writing
Thank you.
affirmations than I am.
And then I'm going to go ahead and nudge this up a little bit because I want to create a little pagination indicator. Probably make them about 10 by 10. There probably is a design style guide that I could grab this from, but sometimes I find it's a little bit easier just to make the component myself.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna copy this guy.
You can also use repeat grid on one of the circles.
Oh my gosh.
And then
okay.
Drag it out. So you can select that one and then go up to repeat grid and you can pull it across. It's kind of small. Yeah.
Yes.
Yay. And
Oh
then
my
you can
gosh.
like drag. Yay. You
I
can change the size,
Awesome.
like the spacing on the inside. So yeah.
Oh.
If you like select it and then the pink, you can like click and drag.
Oh my
and
gosh,
you can
that
like
is
make it
incredible.
smaller or bigger. And you can do this with like text, images, elements, like shapes, anything. And I love
Amazing.
repeat grid. It's
Is
amazing.
it possible for me to make one of them slightly darker than the others?
Yeah, so if you go back, So to do that, so when you're in repeat grid and you change one thing, it'll change everything. But a way to kind of go around that is I would Command Z a few times. Okay, and then click on or ungroup the grid. Yes, and then you're gonna make this into a component. So Command K will turn it into a component, and then you can repeat grid. And once you make the repeat grid, you can change the other ones, and I think that it will not affect the first instance of it. Yay.
Looks like that worked.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And then if you go back to the master component, and if you change that one, it'll change across anytime you have that. But it's a good way to kind of overcome the repeat grid, because in the past you had to change everything, which wasn't that helpful, but
The repeat grid has been one of the things that I'm the most stoked on.
Yay.
Like,
awesome.
It saves my so much time.
It really does.
Generally for iOS, I try to stick to a pixel grid of 5, 10, 15, 20, just to make things easier with math. When I work on Android, it's multiples of 4, so it's a little bit more, little different. And then make sure this guy is centered on the page. Oh no, why did you do that? Cool. And I'm actually thinking I might grab a stock image off of Adobe Stock for this page. I tend to kind of do mid-level wireframes depending. And this design is great, but since it's a little low fidelity, let's see if there are any like good health and wellness pictures.
I bet there's a lot of good ones. There's a question from Nabs. They're saying that whenever they're designing, they have to start from scratch and they're always feeding for ideas, but when they sit idle, they get like a bunch of ideas. So how do you like manage that problem? If
oh my gosh. No, it's so true. Well, and it's like you get your best ideas in the shower.
Yeah. like randomly, or like if you like wake up in the middle of the night. I don't know if that ever happens.
Oh yeah, no, or like right as you're trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, and you like think of something like I have to write this down.
Guarantee. I have a running Trello board that I just write down ideas in, because there are a lot of days that I get kind of fussy and I'm not excited about an idea. So I try to, in the times that I have good inspiration, like write them down a bunch and dock them for later, so that if I'm feeling uninspired and unsure. Another big thing too is just get up, get away from your computer, go outside, go for a walk, resurface for a little bit, because I think as you get outside and get around trees and stuff, you'll the idea will usually end up sparking.
Yeah, definitely. I totally recommend that as well. If you're like looking at your screen and at your designs, like I feel like no new idea, like for me anyway, nothing new is gonna come to me unless I take a step back, focus on something else for a while, and then once I like look at it again with a fresh set of eyes and like a relaxed mind, I guess, I'm like more likely to have more ideas and think about it in a different way.
Absolutely. Yeah. And especially too, if you're working on a team and you have like developers and product owners, I always start out with a kind of kickoff project and learn a little bit about the business constraints your product owner is working under, what KPIs and what goals they're trying to meet, and then also what constraints the devs are working underneath. So knowing a little bit about how they're going to build it will inform a ton about your design. There's a lot of stuff that I'm like, yeah, I could make that really fancy screen, but my devs will be like, that'll take me 4 months, like, thanks. So often it's a little bit of negotiating at the beginning, which will help kind of me get over some of any design blockers that I may have.
Tim has a good idea. He says, if you have an idea, use the voice recorder feature on your smartphone, and if you can delete it later if you don't like the idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. We were looking for health and well-being. Sure, this one works.
Yeah.
Da, da, da. Yay. Let's see.
Richard says, I usually go to the beach to get inspired. Nice. That's awesome. And then Katie also agrees, a fresh mind makes all the difference.
Absolutely. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this header image in. Oh, actually, you know what? Sorry. Let's scratch that. Let's do health and wellness illustration.
Ooh.
Because of the size of many applications, and a lot of us don't have a lot of space on our phones, I usually try to be very mindful of having photography. So instead we'll lean on illustrations usually.
Okay. Is that because they'll like scale better on different screens?
Yeah, and sometimes can not be as big.
That's true.
Yeah. So, and then also it makes it a little bit easier if you're working with, sometimes it's easier to get a designer to do a suite of illustrations that's unique to your brand.
Yeah.
And not just like another stock photo.
That's true. I like that brain and heart one.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's cool too.
Oh, that one's really cute.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is beautiful.
There's some really cool illustrations on Adobe stock.
Yeah, this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Particularly too, if like you're a small client and how do I open an AI file
Oh,
in a?
so I think you would have to open it in Illustrator, and then you can copy it in Illustrator and then paste it in XD.
All right, let's see how this goes.
Oh, Tim is saying, have you tried the Undraw plugin on XD?
I have not.
Ooh. Can I show you it really fast?
Totally.
It's one of my favorite plugins. Thanks, Tim, for reminding us about it. So if you go to plugins at the top, you can do Discover Plugins, and then it's just called Undraw, and it's basically a plugin where you can import illustrations. And the illustrator, her name is Katerina, and she's amazing. And all of her illustrations are so great, and they're very like uniform. But you can change like the colors to match your app.
Oh.
So there's a ton of them, and there's a really great search feature. So if you're looking for like a specific thing, so you can try typing in like health and see what comes up. So there are some like good ones, and you can use that.
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Thanks, Tim, for the suggestion.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh my gosh, and thank you, Katerina, for all these illustrations.
They're so amazing. I love using this plugin. It's probably my favorite plugin.
Let's grab this guy.
So it'll be like copied to your clipboard, and then you can just Command V, and then there it is. And you can remove stuff from it if you don't want it in your image. And in the past, I've taken like a few illustrations and like combined them together to make like one Franken image kind of, or illustration.
This is phenomenal.
Yay.
Yeah, sometimes I usually do kind of mid-level wireframes because sometimes some stakeholders have a hard time if it's really, really low fidelity. Most of the teams that I work on, I'm the only designer working on stuff. So I do everything from UX to UI. So sometimes it's like something like this is phenomenal just to like drop something in, particularly so I don't have to worry about creating an illustration, but I can show like, hey, here's an illustration that we can put in. And then if this gets approved, then I can go work on maybe finding a freelancer, finding someone that can create custom illustrations for us.
Nice.
Awesome. Yay. Yeah, I think this page looks good. Let's see. So the next section maybe I'll start on is reminders. So usually what I'll do is I'll go back to kind of the original design and take a look at it. I've not looked at this in like 3 or 4 years, so I apologize. And then I always I'll usually, let's see, let's start from maybe the categories screen. I'll make a copy and update this to reminders.
Yeah, you're so organized with your layers panel.
I do a good job at least of naming it at the top level.
Nice.
Because then when I share with devs or product designers, we can refer to those titles.
Yeah.
The layers inside of them can get kind of messy.
Same
But
with me.
it's always a really good idea to try to name your layers as much as possible,
Yeah.
particularly if you're working on a team or you're going to give your work to somebody else in the end.
That's very true.
So they're not digging through it like, oh God,
Yeah.
where did it all go?
Hi, Beck. Hi, Mustafa. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for joining. Let's see, and this one's 812. I'm gonna make you 812 just so we can match.
Hi, Cindy.
So taking a look at the reminder screen, this looks okay. I believe chatting with the product or my developer, pretty much the majority of the interactions inside this app happen through the reminders, which are push notifications.
Okay.
I think if we didn't have this, people would probably forget about the app after a couple days.
Yeah.
So what we want to do actually is update it so that the reminders are, you can do set a certain number of reminders at a particular time. So I could say, give me 3 in the morning that are about gratitude, and then give me 5 in the evening that are about physical health. Yeah.
I've heard that, I think almost most apps, as soon as they get downloaded on your phone, within 3 days, a lot of people never open the app again.
Yeah.
I don't know what the percentage is. I
It's-
want to say 80. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
But I've heard it's a very high number
Yeah.
of people will download your app and never open it again.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's every app that I've worked on, we've got a similar, maybe 7-day tail where, day 1, day 2, people are really great, and if you
then
don't
it's
catch them by then, they're mostly
so
gone in a couple days. And I think a lot of people too run out of room on their phones and haven't been able to install apps as well.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if your app is big or it's streaming or has a lot of content inside of it.
That can be tough.
Yeah. So that's definitely a challenge working on apps. Good recommendation on the Stark plugin as well too.
Oh, yeah. I really like
Yeah.
that plugin.
They're phenomenal.
Yeah. Nabs is asking, yes, so the Undraw plugin is available on XD, and I think they have their own website. I think it's undraw.co, and you can use those illustrations. And they're free to use for anything, which is amazing. Cars has a question. Hi, Cars. Can you design the push notifications, or is it just a template you have to use?
I think you do have to start from a template. I believe you can push interactive media. So in addition to text, you can add a picture and an animated GIF.
Is that on Android or?
That's on iOS.
Oh.
I think Android, we could maybe send pictures. It depends on the device.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do a little bit, but not a ton. And you can have responses inside of push notifications now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can you don't have to open the app. You can just
Yeah.
interact with the notification.
But yeah, pretty limited on the style.
Yeah. Vico is asking, can I watch Adobe Live on my mobile phone? And you can. You can either watch it on the Behance app if you have that downloaded. Once you open the app, there should be Adobe Live circle at the top, kind of like a stories. Chat in one time. Or you can also watch on YouTube. Yay, so it's chat in one time. If you haven't said hi yet in the chat, say hi, let us know where you're watching from, and you can have a chance to win 100 free stickers from Sticker Mule, and we will be right back. We're back! Yay! Okay, we have Richmond, New York City,
Yeah.
Toronto,
Nice.
Cape Town, Brooklyn, Texas.
Ghana. Wow. Hey.
Ooh,
And Morocco?
that's so
oh my
cool.
gosh, that's awesome.
Arizona. Nice. Cleveland.
Netherlands. Yeah.
Kansas City. Missouri-ish.
Kenya? Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Dude, that's awesome.
Portland. Maryland. Cool. New Zealand. Dallas, Salt Lake City, Berlin. Another New Zealand.
Nice.
Oh, you're
Hey,
from
LA
LA.
people.
Yay.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, we have a
it's-
winner. Amy Woodward. Yay.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Amy. You're going to be getting 100 free custom stickers from Sticker Mule. Congratulations. Yay. And then if you did not win, you can still get 10 stickers from Sticker Mule for only $1 if you head over to this link, which is stickermule.com/Adobe Live 19. And that's still a great way to test out these stickers. And it's only $1. So yay. We have such a global audience. It's so amazing. Chile, Marrakesh, Sudan. Wow. I wonder, I feel like it's super late in a lot of these countries. So thank you for staying up and joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
There was a good question earlier, and it was about how to, I guess, get started in UI UX design. I think someone...
I think it might have been Amy, actually.
Yeah, I think, yay, Amy.
Yeah.
They were asking, they just graduated and they're looking on how to get into UX and UI design.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my best recommendation, it is a little bit hard when you start out in a new industry, particularly because a lot of companies will want you to have 2 years of experience as an entry level.
Yeah.
Which,
Oh,
yeah. But I highly recommend, as much as possible, networking with friends, networking with students. Try to start doing some freelance projects. I think back in the day, some of my first projects, I did a website for some local psychics in Seattle that I
Whoa.
found on Craigslist.
Cool. That sounds pretty fun.
And then I also did websites for my hairdresser and small businesses. There are a lot of businesses that need tech help. So getting kind of client work underneath your belt is super helpful. I know a lot of people like to do design challenges online, and those are great. But one of the things that we always look for when we're hiring designers is real product experience. Have you worked with a product owner, or have you worked with a developer? Have you gone through what it's like to argue with somebody over your design?
Yeah.
'Cause that's my entire job, is convincing another person to help create something together. So freelancing is great. Contract work is great too to start out. And then don't be afraid to reach out to folks that are professionals in the industry. And just ask them, hey, can we have coffee together? I'd love to ask you some questions. Because everybody's super open to helping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, the design community is very, very helpful, and I've experienced that. I like to go to a lot of design meetups here in San Francisco, and everyone is so nice and helpful, and I highly recommend reaching out to someone, emailing them and saying, hey, I'm a big fan, I like your work, or I'm interested in knowing why you did this or how you did that, or I don't know, you can say the email however you want, but I think people would really like to talk to you if you're new to UX and kind of help you out with that. So I recommend, if you are in a city that has any UX or design related meetups, I would highly recommend going. And networking, since you just graduated, I would reach out to other alumni from your school and see if maybe any of them are working in the field and they can help you out with advice, and then client projects.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah, it used to be that a lot of designers would start working on banner ads at ad agencies. I started, my first job out of college was at a nonprofit, and I was kind of everything tech help related that they needed. Just get in there, get scrappy. And there are a lot of startups out there too that are in need of help and looking for people. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yay. Oh,
Sweet.
Cars is saying, I'm always afraid that I'm not being taken serious because I'm pretty young. I don't think you should think that. You're only 15. That is amazing. And you, like, just you being here, and I know you're active in Discord, which is so great. You're already, like, a million steps ahead. So I wouldn't worry about people not taking you seriously. Keep doing what you're doing, Cars.
Yeah, that's
Yay.
incredible. Like it felt like it took me till I was 25 to know what I wanted to do in life. So
Same with me.
yeah. And I changed my mind multiple times.
So did I. Yeah, my undergrad degree was in political science.
Oh, nice.
So like totally different from design, but you know, I tried it out and I figured it was not for me, and then I found design, and then I'm like, this is my calling. So don't worry if you haven't figured out what you want to do yet.
Yeah, no, and I think like as creatives, like we have that innate desire to make things, to create, regardless of the medium or whether it's a website or illustrations or art installations. So just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because we need it.
Yay.
Awesome.
Cool.
Sweet. Let's see. So let's go ahead. You'll probably notice I tend to write a lot of notes around my designs. Nice. I think I have like questions everywhere for myself. And sometimes too, I'll copy and paste in notes from the developer. So this is kind of a project brief that they did for a practice mode. So it'll help me to go back and like remember the constraints that I'm working inside of.
I like doing that too. And it's so cool with XD, you can just like add little notes here and there.
Yeah.
And they're not part of your artboard. So
It's great. I have like my designs up top, and then I even have a secret. I put some icons down at the bottom in case I needed them.
Nice.
So,
oh, cool.
It's nice.
That's awesome.
Like just in case.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, let's actually, you know what? Let's do the daily practice screen.
Okay.
Since we're looking at that. I'll put these aside. So the daily practice screen will be kind of a mode that you can enter inside the app that lets you focus on the affirmations, and they will autoplay. Let's see. They'll be timed. We might try to integrate Siri voice inside of here. And then there'll be help. Let's see, I wonder. Yeah, it looks like that'll be a new page for us. So what I'm going to start with is, let's go over here. So I'm gonna start off the homepage design. Generally, for most of my designs, I'm usually working, maybe starting from a design that I created previously, or one of the really amazing sticker sheets that folks have made. So I can actually show let's see, open recent. There's two phenomenal ones for XD. There's this one for iPhone X.
Oh yeah.
It's got a lot of the mobile components already built out. And then there's also a really nice one that I use for material design. And yeah, so start with this right away. It saves me a ton of time, and so I don't have to worry about designing little buttons and can think more broadly.
Yeah, there's some really good UI kits on XD. If you go to XD at the top and then, File, get UI kits, and then you can click on those, and then wireframes and more UI kits. There's ones that the community has made, and there's some really, really cool ones. So if you scroll a little bit down, there's these ones, and then one of my personal favorites is the Auto Animate kit. So if you scroll up, it's at the top. Sorry. So it's the pink one, and it's by Howard Pinsky, and he shows you how to do all these cool animations. And then the design systems one is also really good. There's a lot of really awesome stuff in there. So I would recommend downloading these. Also, this wireframe kit is really good. I just have a lot of favorites.
Phenomenal.
So if you have an idea or you just want to practice, this is a really great way to get started, and you can customize anything that's in these kits. So
Nice.
yeah.
Thank you to the folks that built these
I
out, because
know.
they save hours of time for me.
They really do.
Cool. So the practice mode will be kind of a layer that will sit on top of the home page. So for now, I'm going to remove most of this. Debating if it should be a card that pulls up over the top like this. 'Cause maybe it's a full screen mode. Maybe that is the right way to go. And I'm actually going to go in and remove the background out of this, if it'll let me. I think I have just kind of an image here for the background.
Cool.
And then I'll have it white. And that way there's a little bit of a visual contrast. So when you go from this page, since it's a brighter color, you can tell I'm in a different mode. And that would be something that I'd maybe chat with the developer about. Like if, if this is something that we should customize, is there like a special color that we should use, or does it adopt with the rest of the theme? Let's see. So for daily practice mode, I'm gonna go ahead and add in a title, and I'll rename this really quick. Daily practice, sweet. And I'm gonna steal the text from this one. Oh no.
Oh, if you select it and then copy, it should paste the same.
There we go. Sweet. Yay. Down to 100, maybe 84. Cool. And working with the developer, I believe we set this text so that it scales based on the number of characters that are available.
Oh, interesting.
So it can at least dynamically change. I know there's just a database full of different sayings, and some of them are really long and some of them are really short. So it'll dynamically change the text size.
Whoa, that's really cool.
Which is really great. Yeah. Let's see. So we need so I think we need some sort of like timer, or like a play button. So I've got some icons that I grabbed prior that I have hiding down in my sketch doc.
Where did you get these from?
So these are from, I believe I borrowed these from, let's see, there's a note here. Just Icon off of Dribble.
Oh,
so thank you so much.
Yay. That's so cool. Those are some good icons.
This is a great little icon set. If I'm working on material design stuff, I usually lean on using the material design icons. And then iOS has a little bit more of a kind of a lighter, airier feel. So I went with more of the outlined icons that had kind of rounded edges.
Nice.
There we go. So I'm gonna put this guy aside just to have it. And then let's scale this guy up.
So this, once you push play, it'll play like different affirmations.
Yeah, so I think it'll go into like an auto mode is the thought.
Nice.
So that you can sit down and just have it kind of swipe through multiple ones.
Nice.
Let's see.
Oh, Tim says, check out shapedfonts.com/icon club for 8.5 thousand plus
Ooh.
free icons. Ooh,
Awesome.
cool. I've never been to that site, but I'll check it out. Thanks, Tim.
Sweet. Mad props to all of the icon resources. Like,
I know.
thank you guys.
They're amazing. They have icon sets from Material Icons, Font Awesome, Elegant Icons.
Sweet.
Wow, that's really cool.
Awesome. Let's see. So inside this daily practice mode, we want to add a timer. I'm thinking maybe something that like counts down. So would it be a little timer. Let's make this guy a little bit smaller. So it's not super intrusive. Oops.
Ooh, one of the guests on Adobe Live designed the app. That's so cool.
Awesome. Sweet. Let's see.
Would they, oh, so the pause, would they be able to pause on the affirmation if they
Yeah. Yeah, so I think you would hit play and it would start counting down. This might be an interesting thing to try to prototype and see if we can get it going. And then, like after a certain amount of time, you can hit stop and or just exit out. So the play button would change to a pause button.
Cool.
Let's see, time left for each character. So we can either do something like having a numeric, there are like 5 seconds left. Another nice practice is the horizontal line. Or one of my favorites that I think is super snazzy that maybe we'll try to build out is having an indicator around the play button.
Oh, that would be really cool.
Yeah, so kind of like when you press and like record, sometimes you can see the little video line. So I might need your help.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, let's see if we can figure that out. Oops. I want to lock you so you stop moving. Let's see. So I'm going to borrow the circle out of this guy. What would be the best way to create a cut inside of this? So maybe like take a slice out.
Ooh. There's a couple ways I feel like you can do this. One way is to put another circle on top, or like a square, I don't know, and kind of stack 2 shapes on top of each other and then subtract. If you go up here in the top corner, yes.
Okay.
But then, so it's kind of hard because then this line is there, and there's another way that there's some mathematical equation
If we
that you can do.
if we do this one, will it let me delete the bits?
I don't know. Does anyone in the chat know a good way of subtracting a section of a circle? Because I've seen a way where you type in some mathematical equation in the dash section, when you have the border, but I can't remember because it's really complicated. But
Convert to path. There you go. You let me
I don't know. I wonder if anyone knows how to do it. Oh, okay.
No,
Tim
maybe.
says you can overlay a white shape. Technically, it's not really gone, but it looks like
okay.
it. So maybe the circle, and then that square can just not have a border and just be white. But, or, I don't know. I'm like trying to think of a way to kind of show how that would fill up.
Here.
But Lucas says transform stroke into path, and Steve says I've seen the circle hacking done on Illustrator, but I'd have to rewatch the video. Paul Trenny has done it a few times. I wish Paul was here so he could show us how to do it.
Let's see, path, convert to path, and then does this let you? Can you delete a piece of a path?
Oh
no. Let's see, delete and delete maybe. I just reattach you there, or right there.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That kind of works. Oh. Lucas says use Illustrator.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do an Illustrator either. Nabs is saying use pen tool to select the area of the circle and then cut it. I think that's what Noelle's trying to do, but
Come on.
it's harder than
Make you go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, can I just kill? No, I don't want to attach.
If you
I wanna
push the delete button, will it work?
Yes,
Oh,
there we
yay,
go.
okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Yay. Nice. And thanks, Snabs, for letting us know, and Steve. Cool.
Awesome. Sweet.
Okay.
So let's bump the border up to something like 10, maybe 8. It's a little thick. And it's great. It's because it's got the auto rounded corners for us.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying delete. Thanks, everyone in the
Thank
chat for
you.
helping us.
And then I will update this guy so there's just a fill, no white fill, and no border. Or maybe for a sec a tiny border so I can see where it's going. Maybe make it really light. And then let's move this path. Oh, maybe not. Outside. Okay. Maybe this, make this path a little bit smaller. The one thing I'm not liking is now that the border is that thick, and maybe that's still too thick. Let me do 6. I'm not liking how disconnected it is from the play icon.
Oh.
Because it just feels like two
It looks
different weights.
Yeah. Maybe could you do like a filled play icon?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's fill it instead of. Oh, and probably because it's a path. Come on. Oh, hear that. There we go.
Yay.
Cool. Yeah, that definitely looks a little bit nicer. And then maybe we'll make the inside fill of this guy a little bit. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah. So this would just be a concept for kind of how much time that you have left. It might be helpful to still have a little bit of a countdown indicator. I imagine this would be like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Something like this is something that I'd probably early on when I decided to build this feature, go chat with the developer and ask if there are any kind of pre-built components that I can use or libraries that were already built. And kind of take it from there. A lot of times inside of app design, stuff is a little bit of a give and take. So if I can save some time and just use a pre-made component with the developer, I will. Yeah.
Nice. Nabs says that play button looks cool, Noelle.
Thanks.
Hi, Ramez.
Let's see. So there's one thing that the developer asked for, that he asked for a 1 or 2 page tutorial explaining how to use this, which it's interesting because I'm totally unsure about. I'm a little bit of the mind that if you have to explain how to use your UI, you're kind of doing it wrong. And that the best introduction is always contextual, kind of like how games will have you play a really easy level to figure it out. And so I would probably kind of push back on him about the tutorial and maybe encourage like, hey, let's launch it and see how it performs. And if people can't figure it out, then we'll build a tutorial.
Yeah. How would you figure out if people can't figure out the app? Like what type of data would you look at to see?
So we'd make sure that like kind of every button and every click has tracking codes on it. So you can see when someone clicked on it, where they came from, how long they stayed. So like something like this page, we'd probably want to track like, okay, did they click on the daily practice And when they were in here, let's say if you need to start playing it yourself. So you would hit play and then would go and we could time like, okay, like how long are they using it? Do they sit and use it? Or do they exit out right away? Or do they just close the app and go somewhere else?
Yeah. Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, it's huge because it helps take away that, like when you're designing stuff, not needing to worry about like, oh, I'm right because this is the right thing.
Yeah.
Being able to point to like, well, this is how our users use
Yeah.
it.
I bet that's so helpful.
Yeah, it's huge. It's tremendously helpful. And for sure, someone's going to use it in a way that like you never would have thought of.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, Tim has another great tip. He says there's another way to do the circular progress bar, and it's much better. So you set the stroke gap to something big like 5,000 and adjust the dash property of the stroke, but you can't auto-animate it. That's sad. So
Let's see.
make the dash 5,000. Not the gap one, but the other one, sorry.
Dash.
Let's see. Tim, help us. No, I'm just kidding. Did that change anything?
Let's see. I'm not sure. Let's see.
Stroke gap. Oh, gap. Sorry. I got it wrong. You were right the first time.
Dash of 0 and gap of
Gap.
ah.
Oh. He says
So maybe
no.
something like
Gap 5,000. Thanks, Tim. I was thinking of dash for some reason.
oh, go away. Oh, why?
Okay, now he says adjust the dash. Try like 10. I don't know.
Ah, ooh. Okay, there we go.
Cool. Thanks, Tim.
Let's see. So probably 100 is.
Ah.
Oh, okay, there we go. Cool. Okay, that's great.
Cool.
I like that.
I wish this could auto-animate.
Thank you for the hacks.
Yeah, thank you, Tim.
That's great. Cool. Yeah, so this is looking okay. I might come back to this, maybe play around with some illustration or prototyping tomorrow. Let's see. Let's do the reminders page because there's a little bit more inside of that.
Really quickly, I just want to remind everyone watching in about 31 minutes, we're going to be taking a look at your designs for the XD Daily Creative Challenge. If you've been working on it, and even if you're not caught up to today's challenge, which is to design a splash screen for a mobile app for a travel website, the previous travel website is going to be turned into a mobile app. So today you'll be designing the splash screen, but if you're not caught up and you've been working on the challenge, please submit your designs on the design feedback channel on Discord, and we will be reviewing your designs in about 30 minutes and giving you some live feedback. So be sure to submit your designs.
Awesome.
Yay.
Cool. So this is a view of the reminders page, and I think I'm gonna do that update. So probably for now I'll hold off and delete this section. And I'm undecided about whether this should kind of come up and cover the entire screen or not. So for now, I'm going to move everything up and pull out this reminder. Nope. So this would be accessed via the little reminders.
Icon.
Yeah. Sorry. The clock.
Okay, the clock.
Make this guy a little bit bigger. So let's update it to daily reminders. And I'm gonna grab the I'm really curious why there's both an X and the pull down indicator here.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't think we need both of those.
Yeah.
It's probably a question for our app or my app developer.
Yeah.
So since we want to set X reminders at each time, there are a couple things that we want to do. So maybe for now, I'll go with the assumption that we can kind of chunk the day into a couple different chunks. So we'll do morning. Oops.
I always do that.
Yeah. Let's see, we'll have morning, midday, and evening. I guess you could probably do nighttime too if we have folks that work night shifts or work.
Maybe they want some affirmations before they go to sleep.
Yeah. Let's call it late night. It's 2 a.m, drink water.
Yeah.
And it looks like we need to have just kind of a base high-level switch. So this would be kind of turning your push notifications on or off, like for the app completely. And I'm actually going to come over to that other, whoops. Let's grab a switch out of this UI kit. Actually, let's just grab the whole table cell. That works great. What is going on here?
Oh.
Looks like this is just 1 pixel over my artboard.
Interesting.
275. That might be
Is
because
it the border of the
this
thing?
guy, yeah, can go a little bit wider. Yeah, that way it at least bleeds off the screen.
Nice. Maybe you could do a repeat grid of this and then just change the title.
That would
to,
be
like,
great.
morning. Or I don't know.
Yeah. So let's see.
That's one way.
I am going to, how do I detach something from a symbol?
Like take it out of the symbol.
Yeah.
I think if you go to the layers panel and select it, open up the group and then delete whatever you don't want in there. I think that should work.
Okay, well, it's okay for now. Usually I'll pull something away from being a symbol so I don't screw it up in my other
so you
artboard.
mean like the whole symbol?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So if you right click on it, and then it should say unlink. So in XD they used to be called symbols, but now they're called components. Oh yeah, Tim just said component.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah, so they're called components now. So if you right click on the component.
That might be my mouse. My mouse may be only set up for one.
Oh, I see.
Let's turn you off for a sec.
Oh.
Let's see. Oh no, where's my right? There we go.
Okay. So if you right click
go.
and then
Unlink
unlink component, so then
There we
this
go.
takes it off that, and then you can make a new component,
Yeah.
and then it'll be on this file only. So
Awesome. Cool. Generally, I love using components and style guides. I'm a big proponent of being a lazy designer. I'd rather build a button once and copy it across. Since this is kind of a new thing and I have a pretty good working relationship with the developer, I'm able to give him a pile of scribbles and he'll make something beautiful out of it. So I'm not as stringent about using a good style guide when we're working on that stuff.
That's cool that you guys have a good relationship and can work together on
Yeah.
apps. That's really nice.
Yeah, it's like having a good team to work with. It's such a symbiotic relationship. And being able to like talk through something and make sure that like what I'm concepting is viable to build and won't take a ton of his time. But then also like having the ability to push him a little bit. So
That's so cool.
yeah, him or her.
Yeah.
Let's see. So let's do one push notifications. So this one will just be kind of a big, this is like our high level kill button for push notifications. And we might try to hide that a little bit because we don't want people doing this. And then let's see. So for morning, I think I'm gonna grab the table cell version of this.
So Tim is saying, when using linked assets, you cannot move your master component from one document to another. Ooh,
Okay.
good to know.
Good to know.
And overrides are removed if you select convert to path.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Thank you, Tim. Tim, you have the best tips ever. Thank you.
Let's see. So how would I want to go about designing this?
Which section?
So this is for so essentially we need to create one component for multiple times in the day. And at that section, we need the ability to program how many reminders you want at that time,
Oh.
set the time range, and then what type of affirmations you want. So it makes sense for me to maybe design this once for one section and then just copy and paste that for
Yeah.
each one. So let's see, morning. Let's see what we've got inside of here. We want something for the number of notifications. And ideally, I want to not push to a secondary page. As much
So you
as
want all the times of day and like
Yeah.
everything on one screen?
yeah, possibly. Anything exciting in here? Okay, maybe not.
Maybe you can check out have you ever used the UI or the wireframes?
I
UI
haven't.
kit? Maybe you
Yeah.
can see if
Let's check that out.
you can find some ideas from there. So I think it's just the wireframes one. Yes. I think just download kits should open it up. Oh, what? Oh, did it download?
Yeah, I
Okay,
got a
yeah.
copy of
I
it.
didn't see that part.
Sweet.
Yay.
Yeah, awesome. What I'll do a lot of times too is like go look on the internet, look around and see what other folks are doing, see if there are common elements.
Yeah.
Check out websites like CocoaPods to see if they're.
Oh, what's CocoaPods?
CocoaPods it's like design kits for developers.
Oh,
So there'll be
nice.
little animations or features already created that they can
Cool.
just take that code and install it.
Ooh.
See menu.
So there's a bunch of different stuff in this UI kit, and they have like
Ooh.
settings, contact,
See their settings.
profile, things like that. And I like looking at this to get ideas on how like the flow is and
I'm
everything.
liking this.
Yeah.
So maybe if we do something where there's kind of little headers for each.
Yeah. So Cars is asking, what did I miss? And Tim says 2 pro tips. Yes, you missed some of Tim's pro tips, and Noelle is designing the reminders page, and we're looking at some inspiration from the UI kits on XD. Hi Joel, thanks for joining us.
Let's see, so for now, we'll put this up here. And then grab this guy. Let's see. So remind me. And then I'm going to grab a stepper component. Let's see what we have. So this is an iOS default for a stepper. Move you down there. Three times. Oh, here we go. Cool. And so the assumption would be that when you hit plus or minus on this guy, that the text inside of here would update. What I can do usually for the dev team is put in X times.
Oh.
And then that means just for them that that's a dynamic number.
Okay.
So as we tap it up or tap it down,
Cool.
yeah.
Do you think it's helpful for designers to like be familiar with like coding languages when working with developers? And do you know how to code in any languages?
Yes, I do. But you don't necessarily have to, I think, learn how to code. A lot of what I've picked up on mobile is through working with developers and just listening, listening to their process. I've been fortunate enough to work with some great developers that have done a good job explaining to me why they can't do things and cannot do things.
Cool.
And so I've been able to kind of absorb through osmosis
Nice.
the constraints that happen when you're working on iOS or Android. Definitely working in web, if you can pick up a little bit of front end CSS, it's super helpful. But I prefer to kind of lean on just pretend like your developer is a user research subject and learn about the constraints that they work with. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See, and I'm going to remove the border off of this guy because it's bugging me. Cool. So we'll have in the morning, we want to be reminded 3 times. And actually, I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Generally for mobile, I try to not go below 14 pixels or DP or SP. Anything beyond that starts getting really small. And then people can do a dynamic version of your text. So you may not get to choose how big it is anyway. Let's see. And then I think I'm just gonna grab another table cell. Probably something like this guy. So my guess is that for the date and time pickers, that might have to push to a secondary page.
Oh,
Let's see, start at.
So Tim's asking, how would you share the finished design with your developers?
So depending on the developers that I work with, I would normally create kind of at least clickable prototype to walk through. If the developers are kind of with me and like working in the office inside of me, sometimes I'll just bring my computer over and sit down with them and walk through it. And if they're remote, usually using some sort of online platform that I can upload to the cloud and share. So probably doing something similar to the share functionality inside here. I find it super helpful always to walk through your designs and talk them through it. Because often you can send something to someone and they're like, yeah, sure, that's nice, but there always are a lot more little nuances inside of it.
Yeah. Beck says, thank you, Noelle, for that tip with the font size. I always wondered what the minimum size was that I could go.
Absolutely. Yeah. 14 is usually my number, and bigger is better. Ooh, what do you mean by design specs, Tim?
Let us know.
Sweet. Yeah.
Cool. So in about 14 minutes, we're going to be looking at your designs over in Discord. So if you've been working on the challenges, please share that with us in the design feedback channel, and we will be reviewing them in under 14 minutes and giving you some feedback. Okay, so Tim says, have you tried the design specs feature in XD?
I have not.
Ooh.
Need to check that out.
I have not used them either. I don't think. Do you mean, Tim, when you share the file and then it has like all the, like the font size, the color? Is that what you're talking about?
Let's see.
Okay. Tim says yes. Emmanuel says you can share the artboard images if the design specs are not linked to the official development requirements. Oh, thanks, Tim, for that link.
Cool. I'll have to look that up. Let's see. So what I'm looking for is hopefully a version of the picker.
So Tim says that the design specs will show object height, width, size, alignment, and relative spacing. So I pulled it up. I think this is what Tim is talking about. If we could switch to my screen really fast, thank you. So this is actually one of the starter files for the XD Daily Creative Challenge. And I had this open, so I went to share, and then share for development, and then created the link. And then down here, and you can do like include assets for download. And then it opened up to this. So I think it'll show a lot more if you prototype it together, but this isn't prototype, but it has like character styles, colors, assets, and viewport size. So I think this is what Tim was talking about. So yeah, this is another
Awesome, that's wonderful,
option.
yeah.
There you go.
Let's see. So playing around with this, so I've got kind of a base built out, and in theory I could kind of copy this and have it for each one. I am noticing though it feels a lot like the original one, just with a little bit of an updated UI, and I'm wondering if there are other ways to maybe do kind of the same thing, or maybe an option like the start and the end times might just push into a timer component that we could find.
Like when you set your alarm kind of
Yeah.
timer?
Yeah. But maybe for category, maybe there's the option of like a little, just make a little custom control. Because it'd be neat to have kind of a mini version of these guys. I might borrow these two. Let's make this guy like 28. Oh no, why are you chunky on the edges? Maybe not. Let's start new. And we'll update the corners to maybe be 20. 15. Here we go. 14's okay. I tend to not mess a lot with the letter spacing or the line spacing as well too, because mobile apps can't really set that. You get the defaults of what the system does.
Ooh, okay.
Similarly to, it's possible but harder to import your own fonts, especially on Android. So it's oftentimes I'll stick to the system fonts, unless we can make a really good business case why we need to upload a custom font. Oops. So, just gonna move you over here for now. Select categories. Maybe I want to make this a little bit smaller. Oh, question for you.
Yeah.
Is there a way to make the text always stay centered inside of an object it's grouped with?
I don't think so. I don't know, actually.
Future
Like,
product asks.
even when you like resize it, you mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Or it sticks
it
with the...
might try to resize it and see, or like make a copy and then see what happens.
Responsive
I think,
resize
yeah.
kind of does it.
It does. Oh.
Okay. Scaling
Not
up
really.
at least.
Yeah. So
Cool.
I don't think that's available yet unless someone in the chat knows. But that would be a cool thing to add in the future.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be awesome. Let's see. I'm just gonna make sure this guy is selected, and then okay.
Tim
So we might
says
need
if
to
you're
go
using
manual.
responsive resize, it should. You might need to use manual responsive resize.
So then I think I'm gonna do. I love this
Ah,
repeat grid
yay.
feature so
Me
much.
too.
It's
It's my
amazing.
favorite.
It's always good on mobile if you're gonna have a component that kind of extends off screen to try to have a little bit of a peek. So maybe this could be a little section that you could scroll through, and you
yeah.
can select the one, the other categories. So like, just grab gratitude. Physical health. Cool. It's also super helpful to kind of reuse components. So when I'm working with devs, so like I can set this morning one. We could create this section, and he can just kind of repeat it.
Ooh, nice.
So I'm just gonna cheat here and grab all of this and make another section. Woo, but now that's really busy. So after looking at this and looking at that, it might be a good reason to maybe have an accordion style so that like each section collapses and expands.
Oh, I see.
Just because, yeah, having all of this on one is a bit much. Let's see, is there a good accordion component?
I feel like there should be something.
Might be just...
So Lucas is asking us, where do we work? I'm a freelance designer.
I work for ZipRecruiter.com. So I do design, product design for the Android applications.
Cool. Yay.
So maybe we will hold off on this. Oh no.
Oh.
I want the whole thing.
So about 4 minutes left until we give feedback for your XD Daily Creative Challenge designs. And today's theme is to take your designs from a website into a mobile app and to design a splash screen. And I was watching some of Howard's video earlier, and he was doing like an airplane window, and it looked really cool. So I'm excited to see what your guys' designs look like. And Knock is asking, how long do you take to finish a project?
Ooh. Usually depends. I can usually work on a feature probably for like a week or two, just depending kind of on how fast the turnaround time is. Most features that we work on in kind of a startup environment, it could be like a week or two for me to really flesh out kind of all the details, and then go back and forth with the developers and chat about like, is this feasible? What changes have updated? When I've worked at other larger companies, sometimes the process is a lot longer. When I did some work at Riot Games, it was a probably 8-month project.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah, but a lot of that time was doing kind of initial user research,
Nice.
running user feedback sessions. We did a couple rounds of user research. So I've found like in some of the scrappier environments, it's I'm usually asked to move a lot faster and just get stuff out. Whereas some other companies have a lot more room to do a lot more exploratory UX work. And so sometimes I'll take a screen like this, I'll make one version, and then make another, and make another, and like just keep iterating on it. And then usually we'll show kind of my top 3 to the project stakeholders. And the devs, I try to always do like, okay, this is the reasonable, this one's crazy, and like this one's completely different. Like you're probably gonna say no to it, but let's try it.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, don't feel bad, Cars. You're probably more on top of it than I am. Yeah, add me on LinkedIn. Let's be friends.
Yes, everyone go follow Noelle. Tim just posted some of her links, but you should follow her on Behance, website, Twitter.
Sweet. Yeah, and I barely use Twitter too, so it's okay.
Hi, Vahid.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, and a lot of times too, like it really just takes kind of getting into the weeds and working on the project. Particularly, like I'll have an idea in my head, like, oh, it'd be great if we could have this. And then as you guys saw, I kind of comped that out and it was way too busy and really messy. And so a lot of times in the wireframing part of the process, it is creating a mess and then dialing it back.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I like how this is turning out.
Yeah, this is a little bit better. So maybe we'll update this to morning. And let's see if I can get this to rotate around. And I apologize. I'm a little rusty because I've been on Android for a bit. So that may have just been a big iOS no-no. But
What, the rotation?
rotating the table cell there. But that's okay. That would be something I'd chat with my developer and be like, okay, what's the right thing to do?
So it's about time to look at the designs for the XD Daily Creative Challenge. Yay! So thank you to everyone who has been participating in the XD Daily Creative Challenge and who has shared your designs. I'm going to be looking in this design feedback channel and looking at your design. So let's start with the most recent one. Let me play this and make it bigger. Okay, let me start over. Ooh.
Oh, that is
Oh,
great.
that's so nice. Yay. Okay, I kind of want to play that again because that was a really cool. Oh, so the window's like sliding up. Oh, nice. This is a really cool splash screen. I love the animation. One thing that I noticed like right away is the sign in and sign up buttons kind of look really similar, and it's a little, I had to like read it a few times like really fast in my mind to see like the difference. So I would maybe use a different color or something like, or change it to like login and sign up just to kind of like show that difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And doing a different color or a different weight always helps. If you would prefer that people sign in versus sign up, having the sign in be more the bright POW color and the sign up be a little bit more subdued down at the bottom. And this would be where you'd, if you had analytics for this this application, it'd be really great to look at like how many people are new people, like how many or how many register. Like if there's a website companion to this, like maybe a lot of your folks join on the website and then download the app. So sign in is probably more important than sign up, and vice versa.
Yeah, that's a good tip. But yeah, this looks awesome. Yeah, I love the animation. It's really cool.
Yeah, the windows lighting up is super cute.
Really cool. Yay, awesome job. And then, oh, hi Beck. This is from Beck. And she says, enjoying watching your screen, would love some feedback on the current design. So let's head over to their Behance. Nice. Ooh. This looks really cool. I love the like, these are amazing images, and then I like the sliding thing that you're doing right here. I wonder if I can make, okay.
There we go.
Yay. Sorry about that. Nice. So I think these are the options. Oh wait. Let's discover your next journey together. So I think this was day one. So day one was recreating the landing page. And I don't know if I can, okay. I don't think I can zoom in anymore. It might be like too pixelated if I do. But this is a cool, I think, are these different versions? Or?
Yeah, I'm seeing a couple different.
Yeah.
I'm liking the one on the far right the most. It's got a little bit more POW as far as, oh no.
Sorry.
The brand, but probably one of the things you experienced a little bit was putting type over the top of an image, which can be super hard, especially in this day and age where everything is responsive and we can't control how people see our designs. So some treatments you can do are creating like a little bit of a darkening around the text or blurring the background image. That'll help pop it up a little bit.
Yeah. That's a good tip.
Yeah, because the search bar, having it in that darker color at least draws your eye to it, so you see that.
Yeah, I agree. But this, I really like the layout and everything. Looks really nice. Ooh, okay, so for day two, they were doing like offers, and so they showed different destinations or different offers. So I like how you organized this. Oh wait, is this Howard's? Okay. Sorry, I don't know if that was the example. Okay, so this is your design. Cool. This is awesome. I think you did a great job with like the dark overlay, and you can still kind of see the image, but since you made it darker, you can really focus on what's in here. Because sometimes if it's too, like the opacity is like too low, it's kind of hard to focus on this, and you kind of want to focus on the image. But I think this looks good, and I like this side pulling in thing. It looks nice. Let's see if we can zoom in. So I think you did, yeah, these are all the different screens for different destinations, I think, or maybe different versions.
Yeah, they look like almost different city versions.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple different menu treatments.
Let it pixelate, so just zoom. Okay. Sorry, everyone. Yeah. It looks cool. I like the layout. One thing I would recommend is to add a few like higher resolution pictures with this. Like you have one here, but then when you show like all these different versions, I kind of want to see them. So I would maybe, instead of doing this, I would maybe pick like 3 and then just kind of show like the higher resolution examples.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
I
yeah.
try to show no more than 3 to 5 designs when I'm sharing stuff with clients, particularly because they will guaranteed pick the one you hate the most.
Oh.
Like, hands down. So there's a little bit of human psychology to showing them like the couple that you want chosen.
Ooh, good tip. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of zoom in, or sorry, kind of go a little faster. Let's watch this video. Cool. Nice. Ooh,
Okay.
that's so
Interesting.
cool.
Yeah, my only critique would be to maybe have something like the search stay in the main menu. So that's probably a pretty critical component to the website, but I like the idea of kind of a slide out
Yeah.
discovery, like if I don't know where I want to go.
Yeah.
Some good suggestions.
Yeah, I agree. But I think you did a really great job. You designed so many screens, and you did a really good job with prototyping and everything. Some really great images. Nice. Yay.
Yeah, the I think the sign up gets lost on some of the photos. So it's a good idea just to put some sort of background in there
Yeah,
to help
right
make
here.
sure.
Yeah, you could even do like a background up here, maybe this color, and then do the sign in like a bright blue color or something to make it like pop. But yeah, great job, Beck. I'm excited to see what your next challenge days will look like. And let's see. Okay, this is from Cars. Let's check out his splash screen. Okay, wait, let me start it over. Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Really simple, but really cool. It works. I like the circle expanding and then it coming up.
Yeah, nice and quick.
Yeah.
Just be careful with the gray values. I know as designers we love all of our shades of gray, but just making sure that it's an accessible color so that folks that have bad eyesight can see it a little bit more.
Yeah. Let's look at, this is the website
Nice.
desktop. This is cool.
Cool.
I like this paint effect. I think that's
Yeah.
what it's called.
Yeah, the typography is really nice.
Yeah.
I totally recommend maybe bringing some of that same typography into the sign up screen and the splash screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a little bit more like of a stated personality.
Yeah, I would agree. But this is really great. Awesome job.
Air Dad's a cute title.
Yeah, I like that title. I think last week, was it? Yeah, it was last week. We had a guest, and it was Chris Thomas, and he was doing a dad app for like pop culture to help
nice.
dads like be up to date with pop culture.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it was really funny. So if you haven't seen that stream, you should check it out. Yeah. Let's see. This is from Robbie. Ooh,
Nice.
this is
Interesting.
cool. I like this text that's like kind of far in the road and you kind of want to get there. Looks really cool. I don't know if this is like just cutting off. Let me open a bigger version. But I would maybe like move this section up a tiny bit so this isn't like cut off, if that makes sense. So you could see like the rounded corner on the bottom. But
yeah, I like the way that it's really good to show information contextually. So having like not showing too much until you click on starting city or finishing city.
Yeah.
And letting you clearly see the date range.
Yeah, I think this is good. Nice. I like this gradient too. Cool. This is really nice. Yeah, I think I maybe just like bring this section up a tiny bit, but everything else looks really cool. Let's go back to Discord. And let's see. This is from Kevin. Ooh. This is really cool. Maybe this can be like choosing where you want to go.
Oh,
That's kind of fun.
it's a really nice little micro
Yeah.
interaction.
Let's play it again. Yeah, this looks really cool. Nice. Awesome job. There's so many cool things you can do with Auto Animate and XD. This is from Megan. Here, let me start over. Wait, I wasn't ready. Okay. Ooh. Nice.
Nice.
Cool. I like how this is, like, the layout looks really nice. And I love this, like, diamond and hidden gems. It looks really nice together. And username, password. Again, like similar with how the other design was, I would do something different with this. And I think you gave a good tip on which one do you want to focus on more, sign in or sign up, and kind of emphasize that a little.
Yeah, one thing that often comes with its own technical constraints, but in my perfect world, it would be great that if you could type in your email, it would let you know whether you had an account or not.
Yeah, I wish every site was like that.
Yeah, because I think many of us sign up for accounts and have no idea.
Yeah.
So that would be like a really cool, different feature to add.
Yeah.
I know some IT professionals have told me that's terrible and is a security flaw. So that's partially probably why we don't see it as much.
Okay,
but
that kind of makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know yeah. I mean, it would be way more user friendly because sometimes I don't think I have an account and then I'll sign up and then it says this account already exists.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
don't know my password because I never remember my
Oh no,
passwords for anything.
ever. I love any of the mobile applications too that allow you to either get a magic link or a text to sign in. So that you put in your email address, they'll send you a magic link to sign
Yeah.
in. And yeah, that's at least a step into the right world for me.
Yeah.
Yay!
Figured.
Hi Diana. Nice to
Oh,
see
cool. Yay.
you. Yay! More coworkers.
Oh, nice. Yay. Thank you, Megan. That was really cool. Okay, I think this is from the challenge. Let's see. Okay, sorry, it's loading, everyone. Okay, here we go. Ooh.
Nice.
Cool. Wow.
I like how everything is contextual as well too. How you kind of only have one choice to make
Yeah.
and lead people down that path.
This is cool, and I like how the image changed with where you're going.
Oh, nice touch.
Nice. Okay. Ooh, this is really nice. I love this. I love when websites use that so you can kind of get an idea of how long your trip will be. Cool. I saw a lot of people's designs, and what was interesting is how to do like how many people are going on your trip. And I think adding like the plus or minus is really good because if there's a lot of people, then you don't want to design like one person, 2, 3, and then do like a really long drop down. So I think this is a really good solution for like adding or subtracting how many people are going. So
Nice.
this is really good.
Yeah, or another layer on top of it would be exploring like how would you book a vacation for a group
Yeah.
of people?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 30.
Yeah.
Bleh. That sounds like a
You've got
night.
15 friends and you need a house for New Year's.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Or a wedding. or-
Yeah. Okay. I don't know where I'm supposed to go after. Oh, maybe I already went everywhere I could go. Yay. But this is awesome. Great job.
Yeah, one of the great things about any sort of travel-related sites is just the photography is stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. It makes you want to go there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's check out this one. Ooh. Let's watch the video. Okay. Oh, that was the map
Oh, okay.
person, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. Ooh, that's fun.
This is a nice format to do a browse inside of too. I could see this website resizing down into mobile super cleanly. And then also it lets you, surprisingly, most of the sites that I've worked on, when we have a blank search bar, people have no idea what to type or what to search.
yeah.
And so offering up some interactive way to explore and browse around is really helpful.
Yeah. And I like how you said on here, not sure where to go, try Asia, islands, or click surprise me. And it's good that you give that context so people kind of know, like, what can I do on this site, especially if they've never been on here before.
Yeah.
So that's really good. I love this globe map feature. It's really cool. And the colored arrow, or what is that called? Location icon. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Let's see, I think, yep. Let's look at one more. This is from Odoroku. Okay, let me make this bigger. Ooh, okay. Let me start it over. Ooh. Oh, cool.
Nice. Awesome.
Wow. This is really cool. It like zooms in.
Cool.
That was really cool. Wait, let's go back to like the screen. Nice.
Nice. Yeah, that's great. One thing Apple really encourages, and Google also does to a little bit of an extent, is that the splash screen helps kind of, it's a little bit of smoke and mirrors while the app is loading in the background. So having a nice animation like this while the UI loads on top just makes it feel a lot more seamless and a lot brighter.
Very true.
Yeah, so having it kind of just like magically meld into the UI that you're starting to work on is great.
I agree. Yeah, and I think you did a good job with focusing on logging in. I think I would maybe make this a little bit shorter, this rectangle. There's like some empty space here, so I would just maybe like cut it off here perhaps, or maybe bring this button down. I don't know. And then I like how you have down here the like smaller sign up.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's a great way to do that treatment.
Yeah.
Maybe to either darkening up the box a little bit so you can read the copy a little bit more. I've found also too that a lot of times Google's moving away from the single line form field and moving more towards a boxed form field.
Interesting.
I think generally that performs a lot better in usability tests. We know to click on the box.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's new for Android with Android X, and iOS is more the kind of boxy form fields.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, so I'd recommend just to get that extra little bit of help.
Yeah. Nice. Well, great job. Thank you to everyone for sharing in Discord. I'll be in Discord later today giving more feedback, so if you're still working on your designs, feel free to share them and ask for feedback. We also have our other mentors giving feedback as well. So yeah, we can switch it back to Noelle. We have about 5 minutes left, so I don't know what you want to work on for 5 minutes. But
Yeah.
Or if you want, you can do like an overview of what you designed until this point, and then maybe give a preview of what you'll be working on tomorrow so people can know what to expect.
So just a quick recap. IAM is just kind of a simple application that sends you positive daily affirmations. So preset ones and also ones that you can create on your own. So little push notifications that remind you that, hey, I am brave, or I am exciting, or I'm in good health. So the app lets you have kind of multiple categories, and you can create a mix inside of it. And then here, a great tip about the illustrations from the Undraw plugin, which is phenomenal. Thank you so much for that. And I think maybe tomorrow it might be fun to go through prototyping kind of a tablet version of this experience, and then maybe what these animations could look like, swiping back and forth.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. And I could maybe do a little more kind of advanced, like category selection. And then the app allows you to kind of set more advanced daily reminders.
Greg says, what is a shortcut of cutting an anchor point of a circle? Okay, let's see if we remember.
Yeah, let's try it
so
again.
if you can go back to earlier in our stream, but we were trying to figure out how to do that. And then Tim shared a great tip of changing the gap. Oh, we had two ways of doing it. So you can
I think we grab
convert it to a path, and you can do that by double clicking on it.
convert to path.
And then, how did you do it again? drag the circle?
Come on.
Oh, Tim says just the delete key. Is it that simple? Oh, no. So I remember you clicked and dragged something and then it came off.
I wonder if I made, and I'm thinking back to like Illustrator tools, because sometimes in Illustrator, if you put another little tiny dot and delete that one, it'll move them apart. Okay. That one, not remembering.
Well, we can show Tim's trick, which was the gap of 5,000, which you can change the settings under the border, and then changing the dash to something. Yay.
Cool.
But this does not auto-animate, which is what Tim said. So maybe someone knows a different way of doing this so that you can auto-animate it.
That would be phenomenal.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, being able to get a neat swirling animation. I mean, at the worst, you could always just take it and rotate it.
Yeah, that's true.
To give a little bit of that aspect.
We can try it tomorrow.
Yeah,
and see how it works. Yeah. Yay. Cool. Tim says you can also click and drag the number so you don't have to guess it. Pen tool, select the area and select delete. I think that's what we tried. Yeah. Well, we'll play around with this tonight and then see if we can auto-animate some cool swirly option. Yay. Cool. Well, thank you, Noelle, so much. This was awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
and thanks everybody for joining too.
Thanks everyone in the chat. You've all been so amazing. Noelle, where can everyone find you on social media or Behance?
Yeah, I mean, probably the best is noellestransky.com would be my website. And you can always find me on LinkedIn under Noelle Stransky. Feel free, if you have any questions or if you want to chat about UX design, please feel free to reach out.
Yay, awesome. And be sure to come back tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific time. We'll be back for day 2 doing some more cool UX stuff. Yay.
Thanks.
Oh, let's look at, let's look at the schedule for tomorrow. So at 9 a.m. we'll have the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge with Kathleen Martin. And then at 9:30 we have some career building with Brooke Shaden. And then 11:30 we have the XD Daily Creative Challenge with Howard. And then at 12 we'll have Designing for Any Screen with Noelle and I. So a fun-filled day of design and really awesome things. So be sure to stick around for that tomorrow. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.